Okay, so I have questions I'm going to ask you a couple more, like little questions, and then there's fan questions. I'm going to ask you a couple of those. Two questions I have just for us talking is, you're actor, writer, director, producer. Is there one you prefer?
Editor.
Editor. I didn't even
Because
list that.
yeah, I'm in the Editors Guild. Like I sit at the
Yeah,
machines
I know that. Yeah.
myself, and now to be super clear, I'll let the editor do an entire take of the movie, and it's
Yeah.
usually 30 minutes longer than it'll end up being because they put in all the jokes we wrote because they're like, you wrote them, you probably won't going to want to see them.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay, okay. And then you give them a round of notes, which is like about 60 to 70 pages of typewritten notes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, put it in this rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm like, 14 frames, lose this, go to this shot. You should be in the wide
That's
here,
so
these
expensive.
two shots. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to take the movie and I'm going to recut the entire thing into a more refined rhythm. And so I go through every single scene. I pick takes, I watch every take, I put it
That's
together.
amazing.
And I'm like, okay, now this movie is 10 minutes to 12 minutes too long. And I give it back to the editor. And I'm like, okay, from now on, I'm just going to give you notes.
Yeah.
But the movies get into the right rhythm because I put them into the right rhythm.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
Even the
learned
editor,
from
yeah, the
you
editor who
that.
knows my rhythm is like, he's attempting it and he's getting close in places and he's
Yeah.
nailing it in other places. But
Yeah.
it has to be I've shot it with everything is, I
Yeah.
need an 18-second shot of these two people talking and then I don't need any more. And you use that 14 of the 18 seconds, you stick it right here and the whole thing makes sense.
It's amazing
It's a
how much I
puzzle.
think
It's a
people
puzzle.
out there don't realize that, like, you could literally make or break almost anyone in a performance. Like, the worst actor ever, you could probably make pretty great, and the best actor ever, you could probably make look really, really, really horrible, because editing is really, like, it is where the magic is. I mean, you have so much control doing that. I learned when we did our movie, like, we had cuts I didn't like, and then I went in and did that, and not to the skill level you have, but, like, learned, like, wait, if we just cut out this 10, it's crazy what a difference it made.
And then that makes you a better director because you're like,
For sure.
I don't need all this bullshit. It's never going in the movie.
Totally.
The film should be cut this way. The scene should be cut this way. So you focus on those two shots and
Yeah.
overs and whatever singles, and you're like, that's what we're gonna be in the movie. I mean, comedy is so critical. The rhythm is so critical. I've directed some dramas, like some medical dramas for television, and the actor, sometimes they don't know their lines, and you're just
Yeah.
like, they're pausing and they're looking off, and then they remember their lines. They're like,
It
and
doesn't
then
even
I
matter.
said, and I'm like, in a comedy, I would either cut or I'd restart to make sure that that's real tight. When I
Yeah.
watch the edit of this drama, this guy goes, and they fire a violin in there, and then he's back to talking, and I'm like, fucking drama. They get all these Oscars. This is a joke. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it's
would
true.
bet money if you took me versus Jim Cameron and said, make a fucking screwball comedy. I'd fucking smoke that dude. Then
Oh, for sure.
if we made a
For sure.
drama, fucking be right there with that guy. So I think the level of difficulty, and I like Jim Cameron. I
Harder.
had a drink with him once. He's awesome, hilarious guy. But
But I mean, acting in comedy's harder, writing in comedy's harder,
yeah,
editing, and it's all harder because it is
yeah.
timing. Like, it is turning
There's
jokes, and that's just a different beast than, like, delivering information, which is basically what, like, series regulars on a drama, they're not they what are they
no,
they're just delivering
yeah.
information, which is, like, a
No, they're
lot
just
easier than, like.
they're great looking people who are just saying
Yeah,
whatever the words are, and they're
totally,
like,
approximately what
I don't
time the
know.
crime occurred, and that's that.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
last question I'll ask you before I'll launch a few questions. Favorite character you've played in these movies? Is there one that you really like the best? Is Thorny at the
I
top, or would you say other
I
movies?
would say that I played a character in this movie Beer Fest named Barry Badrath, who he's a beer, like, okay, so the movie's it's a sports movie about these brothers who need to put together the top beer games team in the country to go compete with the Germans in Germany and all the other countries. It's like
Yeah.
the World Cup. And these guys knew a guy named Barry Badrath, that's me, who was the top guy, top quarters, top thumper, top everything, top beer pong. and they find me, and I'm a little down on my luck. I'm kind of like I'm a male hooker under a bridge, and I'm basically sucking dick for money, right? But we always try to make our gay characters real and honest and human. And so this guy's not even gay. He's just like, well, I can't, this is where I'm making money. And he comes up to their car and he doesn't even recognize them. He's just five dudes. He goes, I guess I'll have to blow these guys. And, and then he recognizes them. He goes, holy kid, oh, you guys, how you doing? And they're like, we have to put a beer game team together. He goes, I don't really do that anymore. And he goes, and then at the end of it, he's like, basically like, oh, does somebody want a blowjob here or not? Like he's back to his thing. And I'm like, I just, I like that playing that part because I got to act and I
Yeah.
really got to like, and in the movie Super Troopers, it's typically, I've got a mustache, I'm frowning, I often have
Yeah.
sunglasses on,
Yeah.
and I'm saying, they're great lines. I know they are. I've written them, right? I mean, they're intended to be good.
Well, you're
But
kind of like my
it's
character. You're like a little more reasonable than some of the other
yeah,
characters,
that's right.
like
That's right. And I got to do a little more acting in this movie, and this movie, Super Troopers 3, there's a lot more acting in it. And I like
yeah.
scenes where I'm talking to people and I like acting, I guess,
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
just standing there being one of five guys cracking jokes.
That clip you guys put this week where you put the earphones on was really funny.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They're in the bedroom making it happen. It was really the music choice. It was all super funny. Okay, you ready for fan questions?
Yeah.
I mean, you can just like launch off. Who are your comedy influences? So maybe a big question, but
I saw I saw Richard Pryor when I was a kid on video, and I was like, I didn't realize that was a job. And he's just telling funny stories. And he has that great mustache, and that's basically the mustache I copied in Super Troopers. That
deeply
and Burt
inspired by
Reynolds.
Richard Pryor
That
and
and
Burt
Burt
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Yes.
And, certainly Richard Pryor first. And then it became Steve Martin, and then Chevy Chase in Saturday Night Live, who I've argued with many times. And
Oh yeah, because you directed him.
Monty Python, immediately I was like, wow, that really, and the mixture of Python and Saturday Night Live has been the thing that's really kind of haunted me in the best way my whole career. I
Yeah.
love John Cleese. I always thought of myself as the John Cleese of Broken Lizard. We're both tall. I don't know that we're really anything like each other at all, but that's who those guys.
Okay, that's a good answer. I'm sure you get this on occasion. Do you still give mustache rides?
Yeah. I mean, occasionally I have mustaches and there are a
Under
number of
bridges on occasion?
yeah, they're when women see me with a mustache, they're like, now's the time to take the shot, right? And I'm like, and my wife understands. She's like, these gals just want to hop on there, have a little run at it. And it's just show business.
Well,
You're promoting the movie. They're probably gonna
totally.
buy
It's
tickets.
just part of the
They're probably
marketing deal.
yeah,
Fox is
and
totally behind it.
I'm about to grow a mustache. So,
Okay, good.
be
So we'll
careful.
put the word out immediately to the ladies.
Yeah,
You're in
and I'm
marketing
gonna be
mode.
up in Minnesota, so you ladies, get ready, get ready.
Okay, I've got
Right.
a couple of friends. I'll let them know.
Oh, great.
Okay, which line of yours is the most quoted?
It's probably Who Wants a Mustache Ride. It
Okay.
probably is. It probably is.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe there's another one. It stinks like sex in here is kind of
Okay.
another one. That one. Probably Mustache Ride though. Yeah.
Okay, this is a big question, so you can just give me like a short answer, but advice for someone coming up in the business?
Look, the reality is that even when actors are really hot and they do well, eventually there's some other young actor behind them and getting the part that they used to get. And maybe they age into the next level of actor like Michael Caine did, or like,
Yeah.
like Clooney did. And maybe they don't, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they won an Oscar and then now they're kind of not in the thing because
Yeah.
So the trick that I have employed is I write my own scripts and I write a 6'2" Indian with my voice into the middle of these movies. And when studios are like, well, we're gonna get to play this guy, and I'll be like, and and I end up in 10 movies. You're like, oh, that's fucking work. You have to write your own things. And I think also if you can direct them and if you can edit them, I mean, all these things are like, you should
Yep.
be a maker of movies. You should make
Yes.
stories and
Yes.
just do it yourself. You're doing that now.
I am doing
And
that
I
now.
love it.
Only
And I
because
love it.
I've written so many TV shows where the lead randomly looks a lot like me, and the number of times they're like, "No, no, they wanna cast somebody else." I'm like, "Wait, what? I'm an actress. You just put me in your show a year ago on this network. I wrote it. It's about my life. Why are we?" So then finally I made the movie just to be like, "Okay, I these hats can both be worn at the same time. I don't understand why this is such a hard concept." But I give the
They're
same
ch-
advice to people. I'm
I
like,
mean,
"There's
look,
no other way to do it."
they're chasing what they're now chasing, and as they probably should, is people with enormous internet followings because they
Yes.
think if they're huge fans on the internet, then they'll go to the movies. Now that doesn't always work.
Yeah.
Sometimes stand-ups, I know Nate Bargatze, who's probably the top comic. He is the top comic in the country.
Yeah.
Just had a movie come out, and for whatever reason, his fans didn't go in the
Yeah.
numbers they had hoped. Now Nate's a
Yeah.
great performer, and
Yeah. Very funny guy.
he's like one of the funniest guys of all time. Now,
Yeah.
I feel like who knows what happened? Like maybe I don't know. The movie didn't appear to be what his fans, so it doesn't always work. But it's a great way to get cast in a movie because
Yeah.
the studio's like, you got 50 million followers. I mean, if we get a
Well, if
million
nothing
of
else,
those,
it's just marketing, right? Like, I mean, it's just built-in marketing, which
doesn't
is
doesn't always work. The
yeah.
movie goers are much. There's something in a movie that they're like, that looks good, so I will go.
Yeah.
Or I love that guy, but that movie doesn't look good, so I won't go.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be big on video, but the reality is,
I love him, but I didn't
yeah,
go see it in the movie theaters, to your point.
there you
In
go.
fact,
So
I missed it entirely. I didn't even know it happened.
didn't even know it happened. And
Yeah.
and so it's really like if you're a young filmmaker, get as many goddamn followers as you can and keep making
Yeah.
funny sketches and movies and keep making them so that when the studios now, because of this movie called Obsession and Back Rooms,
Yeah.
they were made by people with great internet followings who those
Yeah.
followings turned into moviegoers. You're going to watch what's going to happen now. The
Well, you've got
studio
Trevor Wallace
business.
in yours, right?
The reason we have Trevor Wallace in this movie is because the studio was like, he has 5 million followers. You need to have
Totally.
this guy in your
Totally.
movie. And I watched him and I'm like, yeah, okay. And we
Yeah.
put him in and he's a great guy. And I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
let's see if any of them come. I think
Yep.
they will. I think they will. But,
I'm
that's
sure
why
they
we put him in
will.
the movie. That's
Yeah.
why we put him in the movie. And so it's really like, because of these movies, the studios are like, okay, we got to mine the internet for
Yeah.
filmmakers with followings. And that's going to be
Yeah.
the next wave. They're going to be movies under 12, 15, and they're going to make a whole bunch of movies like that. And
Totally.
hopefully, what's going to happen, there's a movie called Scary Movie 5, which last I checked was $103 million at the box office. You're like, wow, wow, wow. If we can do well, it's gonna reignite the theatrical movie business.
I mean,
Not because, those scary movie guys, they came first. They did it. They brought it back. If we
yep.
can go, okay, it's actually back. There's going to be a
Yep.
whole bunch of movies under 20 that are comedies that are going to get made.
I mean, and we're coming out in 3,000 theaters, right? Which is
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
awesome. I'm so excited about
3,000.
it.
So,
Because the
and
2 came out in it came out in theaters or
it
no?
came
I
out
don't
in
remember.
about 2,800 screens.
Okay.
And we were number one on Friday. Like,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
ended up number 3 behind Amy Schumer's movie, but she was out on 3,500 screens. We were on 2,800. We had a better per screen average.
And I feel
Uh,
like the energy, maybe it's because 'cause I'm in more of this one, so I'm, like, more in tune with it, but I feel like the energy behind this one is, like, exponentially bigger than that one.
well, the marketing, I was talking to the marketing guy. He goes, we didn't really do much internet stuff in for number 2
Yeah.
because I don't know, I
But it was
don't know.
10 years ago. It's just a
I
different
know, but
world.
I know. But now he goes, we're going hard on the
Yeah.
internet.
We saw
And
it.
and you
I
could
felt
see it
it.
on July 3rd. You're like,
Yes, I did.
all you really need to do for our fans is let them know there's one here. There's so many
Yeah.
people when I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, we're making Super Troopers 3. They're like, was there a second one? And I'm like, yeah, motherfucker. Fucking, I grew the mustache. No.
Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this with me. I can't believe I get to be the first one to hard launch
Yeah.
your press tour. And
Awesome.
so call me and I'm going to go watch this wrestling with you when you're here.
Yeah. I'll let you know when we're going to be there. We already know.
Okay. Okay, good.
All
This
right.
was
Bye.
so fun. Thank you so much for doing it. I'll talk to you
Okay.
very soon and I'll see you wrestling.
All right. Cool. Bye now.
Okay, bye.